because Sammy, of course, was also going to contribute to the all-new Steve Show for 2008. Last week you gave us the lowdown on what's happening in the world of ladies' magazines, and you've gone up market this month.
I've managed to get my clamouring clause on a Vogue, which I was really excited about.
Well, don't hold that thought, because don't think you haven't got a theme tune as well. Yeah, a little bit of trumpet there. It's quite sort of Georgie girl, 60s again. You're just hopping off of a bus. This time in the north, though, very grey, drizzly day. And here you are hopping down the road, the little umbrella, and your copy of Vogue magazine. And so, yes, if I want to impress a lady, perhaps at a bus stop, what kind of handbag name should I be dropping?
Well, Steve, I'd like to start with the trophy jacket, because they are right back in.
The trophy jacket?
Trophy jacket. In contrast to any nice piece of tailoring, or bold in silhouette, distinctive in decoration, and intense in detailing, look out for buttons, badges, and trims.
Okay, that's the sort of thing that perhaps a hairy biker would wear.
Well, you'd think, but no. These things have been in fashion since Coco Chanel and her arch rival Elsa something Schiaparelli contest in the 20s. Rufus?
Schiaparelli?
You knew. That's what the gentleman does. He steps in when the woman flounders. They had signature braid-trimmed collarless tweed jackets. So it's been around for a while, but what they're saying is you should replace the trophy handbag or sunglass with a jacket. It's a statement piece. It'll go over a floral dress and a suit. So there you go, I've learnt my lesson.
All right, interesting. So presumably this applies chiefly to the ladies listening.
I'm going to say mostly to ladies, yes. Gentlemen, take it up as you will, but you may be judged. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
The most important thing that stood out for me, other than, of course, paint splatters on canvas, then made into dresses, was the spindly versus clumpy argument.
Okay, right. Now, this is one that's been keeping me awake at night.
Steve, I haven't rested. This is between Bronwyn Cosgrave, in favour of the spindly heel, and Emma Elwick, who prefers the clumpier shoe. You're thinking 70s, you're thinking Gary Glitter-esque platforms.
I'm rarely thinking of glitter, and I would hope no one is anymore.
And I found the whole argument very interesting, especially when Bronwyn ridiculously pointed out that heels are an absolute breeze to wear all day as well as by night, and practical enough to ensemble the occasion. I'll get there in the end. Enough to enable the occasional sprint. I'm sorry, anyone out there, female, 6-inch heels, comfortable to wear all day and then running? She's mental. I thought, yeah, this one's a bit funny until I read this. These slingbacks also proved ultra-functional, briskly carrying me off when, heading to Bistro Tech, obviously some posh place that I've never heard of, earlier that night, I accidentally took a wrong turn and was confronted by a plump fox. Her argument being you can beat a fox to death with a high-heeled shoe.
Is that really what it says in Vogue?
That is the implication in Vogue that get a pair of spindly heels, Yves Saint Laurent, you can beat a fox to death with one.
You'll be able to chase it in a race down a road.
Yeah.
And then when you've caught it, beat it to death.
I'm presuming you beat it to death with the clumpier, do you?
No, with the spindly heel.
With the spindly?
It's going to go right in through the
straight
head.
in through the head.
The skull.
No
Straight
problem
into the
at all.
head. But you could give it a good old battering with the clumpy as well, presumably.
Well, this is where I thought her argument fell down, because surely that's going to do some lasting damage. And you want to stun the fox, maybe, and then not cause it lasting damage. Use a clumpier shoe.
Work the kidneys with the clumpy shoe.
Sure. Yeah, and maybe you could test that out during the week and let us know how you got on.
We
can dig up a couple of foxes for you.
And then beat them up with different styles
of shoes. Just out of interest, in case again we need an opinion. Ultimately, what should the six music listener do? Should they prefer the clumpy or the spindly? I'm
going to say girls go for the clumpy. They make the leg look longer and leaner, and are ultimately more comfortable to wear. I would say probably don't go out and get Vogue, because they are mostly the only articles in it. I worked out statistically 63.3.14553.9% adverts.
Really?
Yes.
A lot of people are saying that's why some of the ladies buy the Vogue magazine. They like looking at the glossy ads for things they'll never buy, and then they can just buy
fair enough. Window shopping, beautiful. But this edition does smell a little bit like a plug-in that you'd put in a toilet, say.
Really?
It's quite a cheap fragrance running through the pages.
Sure. Never be afraid to smear some of that on, of course, and pass it off as though you've bought the expensive perfume.
In fact, you can do that without even buying the magazine.
People can buy that, they can check out the ads, and then buy the rip-off version of the handbags perhaps down the market.
Definitely, without a doubt.
Perfect. Okay, thank you very much indeed. Okay, we'll have we need a tune from you, Sammy, before we get to live music from Doug.
Marvellous. On the recommendation of someone who did a session last year, Johnny Flynn, I went out and listened to some Langhorne Slim. Now, last week was Valentine's Day-ish, so I picked a song that had love in the title, and I thought I'm going to play it anyway because it's a really nice song, and it's I Love to Dance by Langhorne Slim.
choice of Sammy on this week's Steve Show. What was the tune, Sam?
And that was I Love to Dance, and it's from the 2005 album When the Sun's Gone Down. I will be listening to new music this week and also apparently learning how to read. Apologies for the terrible mispronunciation of some words.
We all look forward to that. Thank you very much. We have loads of questions coming in for Rufus. Hopefully we'll squeeze in a few more of those before the end of the show. And now it's my great pleasure, and please can we give a Steve Show round of applause, please, as we welcome live music from Doug Walker. Doug's here. Big round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's interesting. Kind of a slightly eerie introduction you've given yourself there.
Shows like that.
Great, excellent. Thank you so much, Doug, for coming in. And it's very sweet of you. I know. What was your Sunday normally consist of?
Well, I told us we were in Dublin last night, so flying back to England.
Is that are you now experiencing the true rock and roll lifestyle? Is it hotel rooms? Is it Ibis hotel rooms?
You know, travel lodges and brilliant.
Oh, fantastic. And do you go for the full English at the buffet in the morning, or do you think to yourself, no, I've got to stay off the sausages?
I went for it's not on the it's actually not included. I'll go out to the
I know you mean to the local
spa.
British Spoon, yeah. Since when have they stopped including the breakfast in hotels?
It's criminal, and I blame my manager, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
He's out there looking guilty, so good.
Yeah. No, it makes me furious. But be careful, all I'm saying is stay clear of the sausages. I had a dodgy one last week.
Yeah, I think I had some bangs and mash in Dublin yesterday lunchtime. Lovely on the way in.
Yeah, you've got to be careful. Now, Doug, can you bear to repeat the story of how you've come to public prominence? Is it a story that you've told so many times now, you're just...
Stephen, it's actually only my second radio interview, so...
Oh, fantastic.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not bored of it.
You're not bored of it? Yeah, well then you may as well tell us, because it's such a great story.
Yeah, okay, briefly, I stood outside Radio 1, which is a small station in the north of England, and then I stood there with a CD, and I literally had 50 CDs of my song, The Mystery, I presume that somebody would, like a cleaner or somebody, would take it to a producer after. Somebody out of those 50 CDs, one wouldn't get thrown in the bin.
Yes.
Oh, it's all right, I'll give it to a producer. That was my sort of highest hope. But the first CD I gave out was Chris Moyles.
Moyles, champion of new music.
Yeah, absolutely, known for it.
Yes.
So, and amazingly, played it an hour later. And
had he listened to it in that hour?
That'll go down in history. I don't know.
You're not
no, he did. I'm just trying to be funny. It's not working. I'm talking to a comedian. I'd never do that. So stop trying to be funny. My mum wouldn't approve. So she's a comedian. So so basically.
So you gave him the CD and he just whacked it on.
Yeah, and he listened to it twice, I think, and he liked it a lot. And then he played it 8 times that week. And then, funnily enough, 11 record labels were interested in talking to me. So
wow, so really
they weren't all jumping on the bandwagon or anything.
No, of course not. Of course not. And so, what prior to that what had you been doing? Had you been busking? Were you homeless? What was the?
Yeah, apparently, according to Dom off Radio 1, I was homeless at the back of Netto.
Yes.
But no.
So you've just been kind of
shop there.
But you've just been doing stuff in the, just kind of gigging and...
Yeah, I mean, literally, I live in Manchester. I'm from Surrey, from the south. Same town as Bros, so... strong musical heritage, basically.
Absolutely,
my manager signed them, but that's awkward. So, basically, moving on. Basically, I've been playing Manchester largely, and then when I could afford it, to pay my band to come to London, and petrol and all that, so... Yeah.
And so you played the CD, and Moyles played the CD, and life has never been the same since.
Literally.
Wow, that's fantastic. And the tune which he played, and which you're going to play for us now, is called The Mystery.
The Mystery. And
it's your first single, which is going to be available, or is it...
3rd of March.
The 3rd of March.
It's had about 5 release dates since I was going to do it on my own digitally back in October before this happened.
Yes.
But it's had about 5 release dates, so it's quite exciting because it's actually going to get released.
Okay, fantastic. And so, let's hear it, because people who don't listen to the Chris Moore show, and there is obviously a big crossover, I would imagine, but let's hope. But yes, if they've not heard it, then let's hear it now. This is a live version of The Mystery from Doug Walker.
Cool, and joining me on clapping and stamping is Ed, my bass player.
Do you need some clapping and stamping? Because we could happily
Rufus,
involve
Harry, yeah, Sammy, brilliant. Okay. Even producer Jude.
Great.
Brilliant. And Stephen Merchant on backing vocals.
Thank you.
Okay. This is The Mystery. That's it!
Hey, great. I have to say, I mean, what a treat to finally be involved in the music here. We've had quite a few people come in and play for us. They've never got us involved before.
Listen, it's all about audience participation. I went to see, I was supporting C6 Steve last night. Have you had him in?
C6 Steve? Have we had C6 Steve in? We've not.
The man with the beard.
If we have, I wasn't here.
He's an American blues guitar player, 67 years old, and still rocks. And there was 1,000 people just to see him on his little chair with his guitar with three strings. But he just got everybody involved. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Best gig ever, so.
And so what can we expect if we were to see you in live? Are you someone who just sits there and kind of suddenly plays the tunes, or do you like to get the audience whooped up?
I do like to get whooped up, but it helps if they're sort of there to see you, then they know your songs.
Of course, yeah. Well, give it time.
Really guess you. We only got told to get lost about 3 times, I think, last night.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's my guitar player Mark and I. He's big shout out to Mark. He's a big fan of yours, actually, Stephen. So.
Well, he's only human.
Well, obviously. Might be getting a little bit if I say he's only human. But.
Because we want to try and squeeze in another tune before the news, so I don't want to dilly-dally any longer. You're going to put on the harmonica, that's
Look
always...
at that, Bob Dylan,
I love
so.
a harmonica. And so what's this tune called?
This is called Since You've Been Down.
Since you've been down, you don't need us for this one.
If that's all right.
Okay, all right, we'll step back.
offended?
No, we'll step back.
This is off my forthcoming album, which is called Fear Together. And there's no need for any fear, though. So.
Good luck.
Okay.
Doug Walker on the Steve Show. Thank you so much, Doug.
Thank you.
Fantastic, man. That was really great. It's always great to have live music on the show. It really kind of ups the quality of the programme, which is otherwise just us wittering. You're a single, The Mystery, as you say, released 3rd of March to download.
Yes.
And we'll look forward to the album, which is, you're thinking maybe June, we're not sure, later in the year anyway.
It's a mystery, Steve.
And it's called Fear Together. We will hopefully listen out for that, and thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Have to go to the news, but we'll be back after that with tunes from the Pigeonhole. 1991, Blur, of course, and There's No Other Way. It's the Steve Show, BBC Six Music, with me, Steve Merchant, and my gang of cronies. We are about to delve into the Pigeonhole and listen to 3 new tracks by a couple of big name artists. Prior to that, though, we were talking earlier before the excellent Doug Walker about your queries, your conundrums. What does the contemporary gentleman do, and who does he turn to if he has those worries? He turns, of course. You've offered much great guidance so far, thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
You've had a couple of texts and emails.
I have. We've had, I've got my bed back, that's good.
Yeah.
We've had, the inquiries have been flooding in, Steve, to be honest. There have been tales of woe, there have been, I helped a woman at the supermarket, she wasn't grateful, this sort of thing. I've got 3 very quick queries to deal with here. Hopefully I can bat them away with a minimum of fuss.
Thank you.
Chris in Burgess Hill says, what ho Rufus, the age-old dilemma, what colour shoes to wear with a blue suit, brown or black? Bit pip. The answer, of course, Chris, is black. You never ever wear brown shoes with a blue suit, and you also never wear brown in town, which we all know.
Of course.
Second question, sir, how does a gentleman deal with a blocked lavatory in a lady's house? This is from Les.
Interesting. Is that a lavatory that he himself has blocked?
I'm assuming that's kind of... I mean, he's the gentleman because he hasn't said... he's implied that without actually saying it. My advice, Les, is to carry a penknife at all times.
Okay,
it's as simple as that. A penknife. That will get you out of the tightest of scrapes.
Clearly.
A penknife...
Quite a messy affair.
It is. A cable tie, a permanent marker and gaffer tape always are very, very useful, and a shilling note. But that's not so. Well,
gaffer
yeah,
tape?
it's amazing. Well, this wouldn't help in this particular scenario, but the number of times that gaffer tape has helped me as a gentleman, I couldn't tell you.
Yes, really. I don't know that I want to be caught carrying gaffer tape.
Only a little lozenge of gaffer tape. That's all you need.
All right.
I'm going to combine questions 3 and 4. We've got Mike has asked us a question, and Beverly has asked a similar question. Beverly's listening in Vancouver. Mike says, how do you know a woman, when you're getting off public transport to offer someone a seat, if she's pregnant, maybe she's just overweight, what do? How do you suss that one out?
Yeah.
And Beverly's is, how old does someone have to be for me to be obligated to give up my seat?
Okay.
I think my advice is to rely on gentlemanly eye contact and to have a look at them, wait for them to meet your eye, and then just with a look, just, and I'm doing it now, and it's not great radio, but I'm giving Steve a look which says, do you need my seat? Do you want it? Without committing to standing up and being told, oh, no, thank you. That's embarrassing. Just I think a look, and if they give you a look back which says, you know what, that would be kind, then you complete and stand up.
You finish.
And,
you finish
you
through.
finish, yeah. You follow through.
You follow through.
Yeah.
And you get the job done. Okay, well, that's, it's excellent. I can't help but feel that this item is going to run on the show week to week. So if there have been items which if we've not been able to get to, then keep come in and we will deal with them in future weeks.
May do them online, Jude's saying. We may do them on the website if we have time this week.
Okay, well, we are busy people. If you're watching the show, bizarrely, on Freeview, then you'll be disappointed because there's been all kinds of problems, apparently, with the Freeview transmission of this show. It's not our fault. Someone somewhere has spilled tea on the machinery. Do not blame us. If you are upset and you cannot stand it because you need information